Hey everyone, it's Steve from the garden. In this video, it's now time for me to pull out the zucchini plants because I need that space for planting garlic this fall. So we're going to go ahead and pull the zucchini out, evaluate the soil, add any amendments I think it needs. We're going to sneak in a cover crop now so that that can finish up before having to plant the garlic in about mid-October. So let's get started. So this is the zucchini bed. And I got 3 plants currently growing in here. I originally started with 5, but 2 of them really weren't producing, and these 3 are getting so big that there really wasn't space for 5. So I cut the 2 out early. Now I just gotta get rid of these other 3. So I'm just gonna use a knife and see if I can cut through the base stem to get these plants out. Here's the first one. Now I know I have at least a couple of zucchini in here I can harvest. So I got one right here, which I'm gonna grab. So a little bit on the smaller side, but that's fine. Now this one plant's gotten just huge, so I think I'm gonna cut this in 2 parts. Pull this out. And we'll move on to this other plant. I'm leaving the roots in the ground so that their carbon can contribute to the soil health overall. I do have one zucchini here. I don't know if that one's quite worth keeping. You can see I had at least 2 giant zucchini in this space I needed to cut out, but the plant was so big I didn't see them until today. So let me cut this out in stages so I can get to them. Yeah, these 2 here are just monsters. Look at that thing. Here's another. Now I see there's a 3rd one in here. These things are like clubs. I will cut these into parts and put all this into the compost pile. With the zucchini plants all the way, we can now kind of evaluate the soil. So the surface looks pretty good. It's got my mulchy material on here. And underneath it looks okay. So like there's a little bit of vegetation from the potatoes. I'll just swing them over that way. And we just got a few weeds that popped up that weren't even visible with the zucchini plants in the way. These should be pretty easy to get rid of. So overall, I think this bed looks pretty good, and I'll be able to just plant the cover crop straight into it. With the bed space cleared out, I can go and put the cover crop in now. When it comes to the cover crop, I need something that can grow fast and break down fast so that the whole thing can be done in like 60 days or less. So my choice for this is going to be buckwheat. Buckwheat grows and finishes all within about 30-35 days, at which point then I can bury it, and then about 30 days after that I can go ahead and plant into it with the garlic. To give you an example of what you can do with the buckwheat, this is my onion bed. This buckwheat was planted about 10 days ago, and you can see it's already getting up tall, and it will get around this tall overall, about 15 inches, and it'll be flowering at that point. So basically this is how I'm going to do that zucchini space to be just like this. Now I'm doing this the same way I did the onion bed, and I'm just using a hand trowel to dig a little furrow that I can then plant my seeds into. With the 4 furrows ready to go, I'm going to go ahead and sprinkle in the buckwheat. This is what the seed looks like. I covered up the furrows, and so this bed is ready to go. I thought about putting some mulch on top of this, but buckwheat grows so fast I really don't need to add a mulch because the buckwheat will grow and become its own mulch, so to speak, and create a green carpet over this and block out any weeds. Plus, when I go to terminate the buckwheat, I do want to put compost on top of it, and I don't want to overfill the bed and that whole process. So, no mulch it is. In these buckets, I got my next round of zucchini going. Now, they're not ready to produce just yet, but I'm guessing in the next, maybe 2 weeks, they'll already start producing. Actually, looking at the plants a little bit closer, looks like it may not be 2 weeks. I already got zucchini right here. I don't know whether that one actually got pollinated or not, but the fact that I have a female flower and it's already got some size to it, it might be pollinated. And this plant here has got some male flowers ready to go, and looks like maybe a female flower is just starting to form. So in about 30 days or 35 days, that buckwheat would be ready for termination. And I'll just shoot a separate video for doing all that, because I have the other bed to do too. So if you have any questions, go ahead and leave a comment down below, and I'll do my best to answer them. But until then, I hope you enjoyed, got something out of this, and we'll see you on the next one.